There are many famous chapters in Isaiah, and chapter 6 is one of them. Isaiah gets a vision of the throne room. We're given a time frame. It was the year King Uzziah died. Isaiah was a prophet during the time of the kings of Israel. He gave God's word to the kings, such as Hezekiah. Even though he is one who speaks the very words of God, knows the Lord's voice, and walks in his commands, Isaiah was still undone by the Lord's presence. His response was, "Woe is me!" He calls himself a man of unclean lips. God doesn't agree with Isaiah about his woe. Instead, it is pronounced that Isaiah's sins are atoned for. He is relieved of his guilt. Isaiah had been scared because he had seen God. Everyone knew that you couldn't see God and live. But that wasn't true. Several people had already gotten to see God and live. Jesus came to his people. He showed himself. He is a God that draws near to his people. Isaiah didn't seem to consider that it had been God's idea to show him the vision. God's plans for us are for our good, not harm. In the throne room, there is a chorus spoken to and fro between the heavenly beings. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. That word glory is hard to understand. When I asked the Lord what it meant when we said things like the earth being full of his glory, he showed me Exodus 33:18 and 19. Moses says to God, "Show me your glory," and God says, "I will cause all my goodness to pass in front of you." When God showed Moses his glory, he showed him his goodness. When the glory fills the temple at its dedication, they fall on their faces, but they praise the goodness of God. And even though the word given Isaiah was a word of rebuke, we still see the goodness of God. The chapter ends, "The holy seed is its stump." Do you know what happens to a stump? It sprouts. The life is still there.